Hey guys, what is up? This is Cody for xCodeh. How's it going today? Hope everybody watching this video is having yourself a snazzy day. Let me know in the comments down below where you're watching the video from, inside or outside of the United States. I always love to know. Today's story, man. Today's story. One of the times where I had to get picked up by my parents and I was stoned as fuck. One of the first times they had even figured out that I'd smoked. When people ask me to look back on like some of the craziest times or some of the funniest times where I'd smoked weed, this was one of them for sure. So if you guys have seen one of my previous videos, tripping at school caught by cops, I ended up leaving my house without telling my dad where I was going to my friend's house, tripping on acid when I was like 13, going to school the next day. This story starts at the end of the day that day. So I guess I kind of wanted to just continue the fun. In some alternate dimension, I thought that I was scotch-free, off the hook, that I would just go home and act like nothing happened. All right, I didn't get in trouble. Nothing happened. I didn't leave the house without telling my dad where I was going. I didn't do any of that. It's okay, normal life. So when it got time to get onto the buses at the end of the day, I hopped on my friend's bus. I didn't get on my bus. I hopped on my friend's bus, going to his house to smoke some weed, gonna have a good time. Listen, about halfway there, I get a phone call from my dad. Oh, you think you're going over there? Freaking out. Absolutely freaking out. You think you're going over your friend's house after what you did to me last night? To be fair, I saw where he was coming from, right? To be fair. But the thing is he was at work like an hour away, so he couldn't come and just get me. So I was like, I'm just gonna hang out at my friend's house. You could just hear the sweat evaporating off of his skin through the phone. So we get to my friend's house after the bus, and this is one of my favorite friend's houses to go over to smoke weed. He had like the dopest room with like the chilliest level 10 chilly AC. Like he would always have that shit max. Like even in like the fall and the spring, like when it was cold outside, he could have just opened the window. No. This guy's got it on max. Be waking up in his room, yo dude, you got an extra blanket? Every time I sleep over his fucking house, bro, it was ridiculous. It was like living in Antarctica. He had really cool trippy posters all over the wall, tapestry on the ceiling. It's definitely where I got the inspiration for the tapestry. Well, this is a flag. A lot of people think it's a tapestry, but it's actually a flag. It's where I got the inspiration to do that for the first time. But most importantly, the coolest part about this guy's house. In his garage, he had like super old school Firebird muscle car. I'm not really good with cars. I don't know what year it was, but it was cool as fuck. I can tell you that for one thing. I remember he told us stories the day he bought it. He ended up trading his dirt bike for it and like got a bunch of money. I think he went to like a race car track or something. Someone knew someone at a race car track. So he ended up buying this car when it was like race car ready. Like if you just fucking pump the gas, I'm pretty sure this thing like wheelies off the ground. It was fucking insane. Now he never had a license, so he never ended up actually driving in it. But what we used to do is just sit in the back of it and smoke weed. Like that's, what else are we gonna do with it? So my friend had some weed and it wasn't any ordinary weed. This was like 10 times better than the weed anybody smoked in our whole town. Like this guy didn't have just a cool place to smoke at, cool place to chill. He always had like the best weed. So we go downstairs towards his garage and like halfway, there's like this, it's kind of like a sunroom. It's like the room in between. Like you go through it, it's like the foyer. I think it's a fucking sunroom. I'm not 100%. I gotta play some more House Flipper or something. I don't, listen, I'm not an architect, all right? But as we're walking down there, he stops for a second, kneels down near a couch, and he's like, yo, check this out. He reaches underneath the couch and pulls out this like huge bong. Like I'm talking this big. It was red with like a white spiral around it. Super cool. I thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I was like fucking 13 at the time. I was like, whoa, one of the first bongs I'd ever seen. I had hit a bong previous, but it was like a piece of shit. Like, let's be real. It was like held together with tape. Pink. It was pink as well. It doesn't really matter, but you know, just a pink broken bong was the first one I ever hit. And I'm sitting there freaking out like, yo, dude, can we hit it, bro? Let's hit it, bro. That's the biggest bong I've ever seen. Like you said it. And he's like, dude, listen, I stole this from my brother, but like I couldn't find the slide, so like we can't hit it. It was just like a bong with no slide, no way to hit it. I'm like, what do you? Okay, nice. Why are you showing me this, buddy? Let's go smoke. So we go into his car and he pulls out this super cool pipe. He'd always have the coolest pipes too, man. Cool, best weed, best place to chill, best pipes. I get into the back of this cool ass car, but on the inside of it, it's kind of like stripped out. Like, there's no door panels. I'm really not good with cars here, man. Listen, the the canvas that's on the top, dude, near the roof, dude, completely gone. Like, it was just metal basically on the inside of the car. The seats were missing in the front, but the back seat was cool. We used to just chill back there and hotbox it. It was an awesome time. But this was one of the first times they had ever shown me the car. Like, we had smoked it in a couple times previous, but this time was different because the weed was next level. I took a couple hits off the bowl. Now, you know, I didn't want to get that high because I had known that my dad called me. He was freaking out, wondering where I was. I was going to have to deal with that at some point. Back then, when I was 13 years old, marijuana, cannabis, that sticky icky, the sacred skunk, the devil's lettuce. That shit blasted me into another dimension. I'd take 2 hits of weed and look like Steve-O when he was doing whippets. It was ridiculous. And I kept it cool, okay? I only took like 2 hits, but I was gone. I was fucked up. Absolutely fucked up. My friends finished the bowl. There's a haze, you know, that 70s show looking in the car. Everybody's all stoned. And I remember getting really paranoid. I was like, oh my God, this is way higher than I want to be right now. I have to figure this out. Like, I have to figure out if my dad's mad at me. Dude, let me get out of the car. Let me get out of the car. And I go over to reach for the door handle, and there's no door handle. Like, there's no fucking door panel there. And I'm like, dude, I'm scrambling all over all the little pieces of metal and everything. Like, dude, where's the door handle? I gotta get out of this car, bro. And my friends are like, dude, there is no door handle, bro. We're not getting out of here. And I'm like, what do you mean, dude? I need to get out, bro. I need to get out. I need to make a phone call. They fucked with me so hard. I was serious. I was being so gullible. I was like, bro, why do we get in here if there's no way out? How are we going to get out the windows? They weren't opening. They were pushing down. Man, I wish I could get this high again. I gotta take a gram dab or something, man. Like 5 minutes, they finally let me out of the car. The smoke's barreling out. I get into the driveway, and I have like 4 missed calls on my phone. I call my dad, and he's just like, I'm so pissed at you. Why aren't you answering your phone? Where the fuck are you? I tell him where I am, and he's like, all right, your mom's on her way to come get me. And I'm like, oh, shit. At this point in time, I don't even think my mom knew I smoked weed. I don't even think my dad really knew I smoked weed like all the time. They were oblivious. As far as I knew. Maybe they knew. You know, I wore Rasta belts. I used to wear Rasta Element t-shirts. I used to wear Rasta everything. I was that stereotypical pothead kid, the cargo shorts. I get on the phone with my mom and I tell her where I am. Tell her to come pick me up. And she seems suspicious on the phone because I'm sitting there like, yeah, I'm at this place. I don't know how to give directions. I'm 13. I don't know the street signs, where the fuck I am, let alone I'm stoned as hell. It's even worse. I'm sitting there stoned as hell trying to give my mom directions. I don't even know where I am. I don't know where my friend's house, like what street I'm on, how to get there. I remember we're kind of near like a firefighter place. So I was like, all right, it's near this place. And I went and met her there. But man, the walk to the meetup spot was brutal. I felt like I was walking through the Sahara Desert. No water in sight. Mouth was so dry. I cannot express it enough. And I'm sitting there, my heart's racing. I'm fucking so worried that I'm going to get into the car. How I'm going to play this off in my head. I'm thinking, I'm like a little confident, a little bit. I don't know why I'm going to think I'm going to pull this off, but I'm walking up like a zombie and I see her car pull up and my little sister's in the car. And I was like, oh, this couldn't get any worse. Not any worse than this. I get into the car and this is exactly how I did it. Oh, hey, Mom. How's it going? Yeah, I'm just really tired. I'm going to go to sleep. Immediately. Not like, hey, how's it going? You know, like, yeah, I'm going to sleep. I'm tired. It didn't work. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. She started to pull off a little bit. She started driving, but she slowed down for a second. She stopped and she's like, look at me for a second. And I look over like, and go back to sleep. I don't know. I didn't even see a reaction. I didn't want to know. I can't explain this because the weed does not affect me like it did on this day. It truly felt like a trip. When I shut my eyes in that car, I was seeing things like closed eyes visuals, like I was on a hallucinogenic, like straight up. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't like vivid, like acid, like shit wasn't warping and fucking moving all over the place. But it was like, if I was thinking of something, I could picture it. Like when I had my eyes closed, like I was daydreaming with my eyes shut. It was insane. I was literally sitting there. My entire body was tingly. I remember that was that's like the strongest memory I have about this entire car ride. I'm sitting there just trying to sleep and my whole body, it felt like it was vibrating straight up. Sitting there like watching a movie with my eyes closed. I think I actually fell asleep because I woke up and my mom was getting out of the car. We're in an Ocean State job lot. Is that the, I think that's the store. We're in a parking lot. She's like, hey, I got to go in and get some things. I'll be right back. And I'm sitting like, oh, thank God. I can sit here and be alone. hopefully sober up in this 10-15 minutes. And I'm just sitting there staring at myself in the mirror, and my eyes are fucking red. Red is an understatement. It looks like I was allergic to cats and just rubbed my cat across my eyeballs with my eyes open. This cap right here, this was my eyes. There wasn't any white. You could barely see the veins. I look like a demon. I wish I could show you. I wish I could explain. It's like I took a picture of myself when I make thumbnails when I'm like the too high stories. I take my face and I like turn the saturation up on my eyes. Clickbait 101. It felt like an eternity waiting for my mom to get back. It was hot in the car. It was really hot that day. It was like, the window was just barely cracked. The key wasn't there. So my mom and my sister finally get back into the car. I don't think my sister's old enough to realize the situation. Maybe she just thinks I'm actually tired. Or maybe my mom told her, your brother's on drugs. Don't be like your brother. Maybe she got one of those talks in Ocean State job lot. What a place to get that talk, huh? What a place. So the entire car ride home, I just tried to act like I was sleeping. Tried to play it cool. She didn't try to talk to me at all, thankfully. I remember when she dropped me off, she woke me up. She had to really wake me up, shake my whole shoulder. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, thank you. Got out of the car, and I stumbled up my steps. I actually fell. I fell up my stairs. And that was the time where I left school, tripped on acid, decided to go to my friend's house when I was grounded, got in more trouble, decided to smoke weed, get out of this world high. Had to get picked up by my mom. She definitely knew, by the way. When she dropped me off, she got another great look right into my eyes. She gave me one of these looks. That's how you know. That's how you know. Check out the merch. Link in the description. Thank you to everybody who's bought one already. I do appreciate it a lot. The cat hair on there definitely doesn't come with it, but maybe. Can you imagine, like, the company who makes my merch just has a bunch of cats roaming around? They don't, for the record. Listen, they don't. There's no cats. Imagine I get a stern email. We're gonna have to ask you to clarify once again that there is no cats in our facility. Thank you for watching. I really hope you guys did enjoy. Follow me on my social media. I don't really say it that much. I put it up on the screen when I do the snapping, but do you guys really even see it? Okay. I feel like a lot of you guys are stoned out of your minds, and I'm reminding you one more time, follow me on my social media platforms. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Stay high, stay lifted, and stay snazzy. Peace.